On March 8, 2014, a Boeing 777-200ER carrying 239 passengers and crew disappeared from the skies without a trace. This was Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, bound for Beijing from Kuala Lumpur. It's been over a decade since that fateful day, yet the mystery of MH370 remains one of the most perplexing in aviation history. How could a modern aircraft simply vanish? What really happened during those crucial hours after it lost contact with air control? And why, despite years of investigation, do we still not have definitive answers? Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. local time on March 8, 2014. The aircraft was on a routine flight path to Beijing, China, with 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board. Passengers were a diverse group, hailing from 14 different countries, but a majority were Chinese nationals. As the plane ascended to its cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, everything seemed normal. The weather conditions were calm, and the crew had undergone their routine pre-flight checks without any reported issues. At 1:19 a.m., the plane made its last voice contact with Malaysian Air Traffic Control. Co-pilot Farik Abdul Hamid's voice was heard, calm and collected, saying, "Good night, Malaysian 370.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9, good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
At this point, MH370 was supposed to continue its flight path into Vietnamese airspace. However, just 2 minutes later, at 1:21 a.m., the plane's transponder, an instrument that communicates with air traffic control, was turned off. Simultaneously, MH370 vanished from civilian radar screens. This was the first of many strange events that would turn a routine flight into a global enigma. Despite attempts by Malaysian air traffic controllers to contact the flight, there was no response. What happened in those crucial 2 minutes remains one of the most chilling mysteries. So what happened next? With the transponder off, MH370 was essentially invisible to civilian radar. But there was one piece of technology still active, the aircraft's satellite communication system known as a CARS. Although it wasn't transmitting detailed data, it sent out automated handshakes to a satellite orbiting the Earth. These handshakes provided investigators with a lifeline, a series of data points that indicated the plane had continued flying for another 7 hours after it lost contact. But here's where it gets even stranger. Rather than heading north towards Beijing, the data suggests that MH370 made a sharp turn westward, crossing back over the Malay Peninsula and then heading south into one of the most remote areas of the world, the southern Indian Ocean. For days, search and rescue teams from multiple countries scoured the seas along MH370's expected route to China. But as days turned into weeks, it became clear that the initial search area was completely wrong. The focus shifted to the southern Indian Ocean, based on the final satellite ping that placed the aircraft somewhere along an arc stretching across this vast and desolate area. But there was a major problem. This new search area was one of the most inhospitable on the planet. The ocean floor there is rugged and unexplored, making the search extremely difficult. The first search phase ended in January 2017 without finding the main wreckage. The disappearance of MH370 wasn't just a tragic event. It was a technological and investigative puzzle that exposed how even in the modern era, a large aircraft could go missing with little trace. But the mystery only deepened with time. Over the years, several pieces of debris washed ashore on the coastlines of Indian Ocean islands and the eastern coast of Africa. The most significant find was a part of the aircraft's wing, known as the flaperon, discovered on Reunion Island in July 2015. Experts confirmed that it belonged to MH370, but even this discovery raised more questions than answers. How did the plane end up so far from its intended route, and what happened to the rest of the wreckage? Multiple theories have been proposed, ranging from a hijacking to a catastrophic mechanical failure, to more outlandish ideas like an alien abduction or secret military intervention. But the most widely accepted theory, based on the satellite data and the recovered debris, suggests that MH370 ran out of fuel and crashed into the Indian Ocean. But why? The most plausible explanation is that someone in the cockpit deliberately diverted the plane. But whether it was the pilot, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, the co-pilot, or someone else entirely remains unknown. Investigators found that Captain Zahari had used a flight simulator at home to practice flying a route eerily similar to the one MH370 is believed to have taken. However, this is circumstantial evidence at best. and no definitive proof has been found to explain the motive behind such an action. As of today, the mystery of MH370 remains unsolved. The official investigation was closed in 2018, with the Malaysian government admitting they could not determine the cause of the disappearance. Despite this, independent researchers and the families of the victims continue to search for answers. In 2022, new search efforts were considered, thanks to advancements in underwater drone technology and improved satellite data analysis. However, these efforts have yet to yield results. The story of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 is one of heart-wrenching loss and frustration. It's a reminder of the limitations of modern technology and the enduring mysteries that the Earth's vast oceans can still hold. For the families of those on board, the lack of closure is a continuing source of pain. The search for MH370 might be one of the most challenging in human history, but until the wreckage is found and the mystery is solved, we may never know what truly happened on that fateful night.